Okay, so let's get started with the jobless losers in LA that are violently rioting for illegal immigrants that harm American taxpayers. Let's get into some of the video that I was very happy to add some of my own input in. This is from Agenda Free TV. For the most part, this guy is pretty much unbiased. Here and there, I've detected a little bit of something from him, but for the most part, he covers everything unbiasedly and shows you what's going on in these situations. Here's some of that right now.
So today, our program may be coming out to it, and we're not going to get out of the streets until we see justice. We're not going to get out of the streets until ICE are out of our streets. Ain't that right? So we're going to leave with a chant. ICE out of LA. ICE out of LA. National Guard, go away. National Guard, go away. ICE out of LA.
By the way,
we're fucking losers every day.
Calling for the release of David Huerta, who is a California labor leader, the president of California SEIU, who was taken into custody on Friday at a protest. AZ Intel just mentioned this, and I just found this from ABC7 Eyewitness News. ABC7 says the SEIU president David Huerta has now been released from federal custody on a $50,000 bond following his arrest during an ICE raid in Los Angeles. So I want to update you on that. Thanks to AZ Intel on X for posting that. Yeah, see, they don't even know that. They're still saying free David Huerta right now, but it just was
because they're fucking idiots.
That David Huerta has been freed on bond.
We burn the city down. We fuck everything up for people. Fuck over Americans. Sing stupid songs. I wanted to get this asshole yapping about something else.
7th Marines, first dreams. I'll pay him for his dreams, which was nice of him to offer. So maybe we'll be collabing with Dad's Gone
Live. There's the assholes in the Mexican wrestler outfit.
Thank you, Dad's
mask.
Gone Live. I
wanted to get to
with the Title 10 forces under Task Force 51, who are protecting federal personnel and federal property in the greater LA area. So I guess they're integrating with the National Guard. The activation of the Marines is intended to provide Task Force 51 with adequate numbers of forces to provide continuous coverage of the area in support of the lead federal
defense. Pete Hegseth, a white supremacist.
A white supremacist. Okay, here's this asshole yapping. I wanted to get this part for the video.
That threatens the foundation of our republic. We cannot let it stand.
This is
so that
Gavin Newsom, that piece of shit. After their cities being burned to the ground with rioters, they're going to sue Trump for letting ICE do their job.
Are being deployed to Los Angeles. So that's happening now. Wow. Okay, let me just throw the footage on the screen for you. Hang on a moment. I need to do this. So we have one shot of a protest right now, which I want to show you. Hang on. Thanks for your patience. Okay, that's good.
This is Agenda Free TV. He's pretty good.
There's a, now,
as far as being
music, or do we hear the actual
mostly
protest?
unbiased.
Let's see what the sound sounds like. Ooh, hold on.
We are a bunch of gays.
But now, sisters and brothers, we gotta add another entity to that list, because earlier today, they announced that 700 Marines.
Yay!
The Trump administration Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, a white supremacist.
A white supremacist because he's following the law.
700 Marines from 29 Palms to LA. How do you feel about that?
How you feel about that?
Are we afraid? Are we tired?
No, we have no jobs or lives.
Are we going to stop resisting these brutal ICE raids?
No, we're losers.
Do we care about these 700 Marines coming to our city?
No, even though these Marines are gonna fuck us up.
Because they want to cut $600 billion.
So this asshole switches to, oh, they're gonna cut money from Medicare. The fuck does that have to do with you pieces of shit defending violent radical illegals? Absolutely nothing. So I wanted to get this on video for the show. Okay, so there's some of the video. It's day 3, I think, day 3 or day 4 of the riots by the losers in LA that hate America and hate the taxpayers, have no jobs, no lives, and they're just pushing for illegals that hurt taxpayers. They don't care about legal citizens. They don't really care about anything. They care about taking the opposite side of whatever it is that's going on. If you cured cancer, they would take cancer side and say, why don't you leave cancer alone? What has it ever done to you? These people don't have any morals or any sense of right and wrong. They're the worst that America and really the universe has to offer. For all of you, I sacrificed and I watched the protests on Agenda Free TV and other sites over the past day or two of these pieces of shit rioting. So breaking up and throwing bricks at police cars and smashing and damaging taxpayer property and city and taxpayer property. And they were some of the loudest, most annoying pieces of shit that you've ever heard. I couldn't stand some of it. They would just keep banging on drums. There was some fucking fat loser in the middle of the road with a group of other losers. And he's playing his like he was with the fucking Confederate Army and he was about to march into battle. This fucking hairy, jobless piece of shit. And he's playing the drum like, I'm part of the whole thing. And these fucking losers are in the middle of the road, blocking traffic. This faggot's playing his drum. It just, I couldn't take it because some of the feeds they were on to show the protests was just centered on these fucking losers. And it wouldn't end. You would think, what asshole can play a drum for an hour straight, just some dumb bullshit on it for an hour straight? These assholes can, which is kind of amazing because they don't want to have a regular job. They don't want to participate in society with the rest of us. They want to be jobless loser bums who live in their mom's basement. But I'll tell you what, they can bang the hell out of a drum for an hour in the middle of the road to drive you fucking nuts. If they could just take that and swap it and become a productive member of society, I mean, they wouldn't be in the middle of the road. They wouldn't be part of these protests. They'd actually be doing something constructive instead of being a useless piece of shit that advocates for criminals. So I got to a point last night when I was following all of this shit. I couldn't take it anymore. And some of them had the fucking Mexican spinners, like z z z z z z z z z z, and they fucking did that for an hour too. And I'm like, why can't you fucking losers just get a job? Go get a hobby, get something to do, instead of being professional rioters. And they do this shit on purpose. They're annoying and unrelenting on purpose because they don't have a message. They don't have a positive message for you. They don't have a good argument for you. It's what if I bang? If you don't like what I believe and what I'm telling you to do, let illegals come in and destroy this country, rape and kill American citizen taxpayers, and let them break the law and come in and get free benefits. If you don't agree with that, what if I bang a drum in your ear for 2 hours straight because I'm a loser nobody but the one thing I can do is bang on a drum for 2 hours straight. So that's what I got when I watched the feeds yesterday of these loser pieces of shit. Was the one thing that they can do is be professional protesters and professional losers. And if they could take the professional loser part and become a normal, productive member of society and a tax-paying citizen, it would be amazing for the rest of us. It would really help. It would really help everybody out. But the protests continue, and the losers in the streets fighting back against justice continues. And I'm again, as I said in a previous video, I hope Trump executes Order 66. I know the Marines are showing up at this point. I hope they're deployed, and I hope they start chewing bubblegum and kicking ass, and preferably running out of bubblegum. And you can't give these people an inch. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. So they need to shut these losers down completely right now. Put a stop to all of it. Because they do things like this. They take over streets, attack people, throw cinder blocks, do all this stuff because they know they don't face repercussions for it. They know they can get away with it. It's like a child that you don't discipline. That's what all these people are. Their mentality level is angry children that didn't get the toy that they wanted. So if we don't put a stop to this all right now, the angry children will destroy the city. Unless you tell them, no, you can't have the toy you want. Yes, you have to go do your chores and you have to be a regular human being. So I'm hoping that absolutely that people are they're trying to call this tyranny. They absolutely need to crush this completely. Shut all of these scumbags down. Do not give them the inch. Do not give them the inch that they can turn into a mile. So that's I'm watching more updates with it. I don't know if you are. I recommend that you don't, because it's a waste of your time. There might be some highlights there, but I recommend that you don't really do it. But because it's just morons banging on drums and yelling dumb shit like that asshole was saying earlier in the video with no proof or facts or anything of any kind. They just make things up and then regurgitate it to all of their idiot followers. But I'll be following it, and I'll give you updates. Unfortunately for me, but helpful for you. All right, I'll have more coming soon. Like, share, support the show, and thanks for all the new subscriptions, and I'll talk to you again soon.